Let's talk about the spiritual bully. I've been it, I've played it, and as soon as I had the acknowledgement of it, of the awareness of it, and some really big fat lessons of ending up on my ass, and basically being served with some quite nasty spiritual attacks, it was a really, really great lesson for me, divine lesson. When we look at the whole concept of spiritual bullying, there is this process that we're going through, and it can be this fine line when you're really standing in your truth and you're setting clear boundaries, and you know the work that you've done to the point that you've got to, and you may have things that challenge. So some things about the spiritual bully that can come through. This is the way it can play out. My way is better than yours. I'm a far more powerful healer than you are. If I wasn't here, the whole world will fall apart. So things that I've said has been, this is the best meditation practice in the whole world, and this is the one you need to do. It's this way or the highway. And it's the ultimate form of arrogance. It's the ultimate form of entitlement. And when you actually start to see it, and it's really beautiful when you start to dissolve it and let it go, to realize, let yourself off the hook, be gentle. It's one of your sub-personalities playing out because it's wanting to protect everything that it's standing for. There is an attachment. There is an attachment to what you think you're doing. You're attached to a persona. You're attached to a personality, a label, a title. And you need to be able to go through it. You need to be able to call it out and call up this bullshit and bring it up for review and go, whoa, oh my God, that was really off. My invitation for you is, because I recently, one of my really, really close friends, we had something was happening. I was shifting in my journey. She was shifting in her journey. And I just went into silence, and I was like, it felt like this tit for tat and and fighting for noise. And it was like, you know what? I'm choosing to have silence right now. And I really wanted to honor that, to allow what needed to come through. And it's not about pointing the finger at the other person. And sometimes when you can see patterns that you're playing out, we have to get past our ego and our pride. Our ego, your ego and your pride will fuck you in the ass. It will basically put you on your ass, and it will serve you and it will feed you and starve you until you see you have to be the change. I'm being very light about it because that's the only way that we learn. No one is perfect. When you start getting into the place of I'm right, you're wrong, you're basically going, I'm more important, or I know more than you. And it's not coming into it's not a place of unity. It's not a place of divinity. It's not, you don't have to, if someone is on the attack and they're wanting to feed and they're like, and they're being in their retaliation of their games and also their masks, you don't have to play, you don't have to entertain it, you can simply ignore it, you can set some firm boundaries and you can step away. So there's no one better than the other. There is no one thing better than the other. There is no one spiritual chaining, person, meditation practice, energy practice, yoga practice, whatever. Because if you think that yours is the most important, and if you weren't doing what you were doing, then the whole world will fall apart. Well, the reality is, if we were to go like that, the world would still carry on. We're infinite, and we're on this path of breaking free of the patterns of the rightness, the wrongness, of actually learning to look at our own shit with courage and compassion and kindness and forgiveness and go, shit, wow, I have been a spiritual bully in the past. And then really holding space and being able to be a mirror And being able to be a mirror of seeing the other person with loving kindness and compassion, with zero judgment, and allowing them to unravel in the way that they unraveled. And that means asking deeper questions to get them to go deeper. It's not about giving them the answers. See, constantly giving people the answers is another pattern that then feeds the spiritual ego within another. Oh, I have all the answers. Yes, I have all this self-importance. I want everyone to join my group so I can be the leader and I can... I don't know about you, but for me, I want to guide others and mentor them and be and hold space in a sacred space. To be a mirror, to some be imperfect and share all of that and share what I've learnt, and then be a guide so they can start to see that they are also the healer, they're also the teacher within self. Moment to moment, different old patterns and programs. I'm not saying I'm in divinity. That is the path of where we're going. Rising in divinity, yes, that is what we're doing. And moment to moment, asking yourself what programs are playing out right now, and what labels am I hiding behind, or what self-importance do I think I'm being? The more and more we can let that shit go, the more and more we can simply be ourselves. And without having to have a title, without it being anything, just simply being this empty vessel to play and be curious and to allow this divine, beautiful energy to flow through, to penetrate, to excite, and then share this magic. It's so much easier, it's lighter, and it just feels less heavy, I always have this thing, you know, if people want to work with me, they'll knock on my door. It's very organic. They'll feel something, they'll hear something, knock on my door. I'm not going to chase anyone. I don't want people to be on my ship of, yeah, I'm building my ship with lots of people. To me, it never resonated. I want others. Get in your own ship. Build your ship from scratch. And let's fly along together and let's all be free. And let's really, truly remember our divinity. Ishia la ketia ukua, shea kate kua, urukua shikitia, uliki tuku akia, shiketa. To my beautiful friend, I love you. It's infinite love, it's unconditional. And yeah, I guess, you know, we have to learn patience, and we all have a different time, and maybe sometimes those loops close and we learn our lessons. And to remember, you can always send someone love, you can always feel them in your heart, because when you're seeing other divine reflections outside of yourself, which is what it is playing out there, it's a divine reflection of what you can learn to love even more within yourself. And when we remember that, we become really, really super badass about constantly going in and going deeper and investigating and see what it is within ourselves we can learn to love more or let go of, so we can fully rock up and simply be me. Love ya. Bye.